my best to talk about creating a wedge with deadlifts. We did it with squats. Now, same idea applies. You're trying to wedge yourself tight into position before you pick it up. The idea being that if you're in the right position, the weight will come up with you. You won't have your hips rise, you won't have your chest rise. Without the bar, everything comes up at once. So I guess the first thing we want to do is make sure that our feet are in the right position, and it's going to vary depending on the person. I usually tell people to just take a stance and then jump and see where the feet land, and that's a pretty good indication of like a natural hip position. And for most people, it's going to be somewhere around these blank spots on the bar here. Anyways, we want to think about your arms like ropes, right? Loose ropes. Your hands are hooks, okay? And all of the work is done by your legs, okay? You're not pulling, even though deadlifts are usually on a pull day. It's actually a push. You're pushing the world away from you, okay? So you're going to grab it. As soon as you grab it, what I want you to do is create tension. And to do that, you're going to push with your legs and take all of the slack out of your arms, okay? So already you can hear the bar click. When I do that, that means I've created tension. Now, a lot of people will do a pre-hinge or a engagement where they straighten their legs and then they drive and come up. If you're gonna do that, you need to keep the tension through the whole pull. So you grab the bar, tension here with your legs, okay? And then if you're doing that lift, you're gonna hear, but the tension stays. Then when you go down, the bar actually comes up as soon as your hips come down, okay? So pushing with the legs, there. So a great way to make sure you have the right position and that you're using the right muscles is to just run through that bracing position, run through that wedge, and see if the bar comes up the minute your hips are you drop your hips slightly, right? So again, I'm gonna hinge, squat to the bar, create tension, up, there, right? There, okay? There's a lot of other cues we can talk about, like wrapping the bar around your legs, using your lats, all that stuff. I'm really not a fan of using those because really we just want to focus on as little movement in our upper body as possible and having our legs do most of the work, okay? So again, standing tall, keep your cylinders, so your rib cage and your pelvis stacked over top of each other here, right? You don't want to be like this or like this because then your belly sticks out. You can't brace, so you want your chest down and your hips neutral. So now the upper cylinder and the lower cylinder are parallel over top of each other. From here, a nice hinge, squat until you get to the bar, create tension with your legs, and then if you do the pre, you can do that. If you don't do the pre, you just grab it and then stand up, hips are through, okay? Keep your chest down, don't do this, okay? Chest stays down, okay? You wanna keep all the pressure on your tight core. So again, here, hips through, chest is down, okay? Don't do this. That's how you slip a disc in your back, okay? Another common fault that we see is when people lift it, here, their legs lock, and then they just lean back and they have their bum sticking out behind them. They gotta push their hips through. Okay, so one thing I use as an analogy is like you're hiking your pants up. Somebody's pulling your pants up in the front. That's how you get your hips in the neutral position, right? That neutral position here needs to stay the same through the full deadlift, right? If you're losing it, then you can't brace, right? Right? If there's any movement in your spine, you're not bracing. And if you're wearing a belt, the belt is only valuable if you have a neutral position. Put the belt on, get tight, have your brace, and then you stay braced through the whole movement, right? There's no flexion and extension at your spine. I don't know if that made any sense. Let me know, and we'll do this again sometime.